This is a case of primary cutaneous acral CD8 positive T-cell lymphoma. We are looking at a punch biopsy. And it shows a dense dermal lymphoid infiltrate with a very apparent Gren zone separating the dermal infiltrate from the overlying epidermis. The infiltrate on medium power appears to be comprised of lymphoid cells that are very monotonous in their appearance as you scan across the dermis. This infiltrate extends into the depths of the dermis, and it's a diffuse infiltrate. On even higher power, you can appreciate that the composite cells are medium-sized and have irregularities in their nuclear contours, and in some cases the nucleus has kind of a folded appearance to it, and you can see sort of the irregularity in the nuclear contours of some of these cells. The nucleoli are not prominent. And I'm going to move across here to show you that the nucleoli, as you can see here, are not very evident, but you can see that these are medium-sized cells, and hopefully you can appreciate some subtle irregularities of the nuclear contours, and in some instances folding of the nucleus or notching of the nucleus in these atypical lymphoid cells. You'll also notice that there isn't much in the way of background inflammatory cells, so we're not really seeing plasma cells or histiocytes, eosinophils, neutrophils. Those are not prominent here. Mostly what we have is an infiltrate of these atypical lymphoid cells with irregularities in the nuclear contours and folding of the nucleus. In this entity, you can see reactive B-cell infiltrates. This example does not have that, and I'll show you the immunohistochemical stains that characterize this lymphoid population better. So we have a CD3 stain, which is a mature T-cell marker. You can see that the bulk of the cells express CD3. As you can see, so they're uniformly CD3 positive. This is the CD4, and we'll compare that to the CD8. So you can see that the CD4 stain stains relatively fewer cells compared to the CD3. There are just a few cells and many more in the background, as you can see, that are not staining with CD4. And we will compare this to the CD8. So this is the CD8 stain on low power, and you can see that the majority of the CD3 positive cells are CD8 positive. Hence the name that has been ascribed to this entity as a CD8 positive T-cell lymphoma. These T cells are cytotoxic T cells, and they will usually also co-express cytotoxic markers like TIA1, which we don't have in this situation, in this case, but if we were to have one, these cells would also be positive for TIA1. And just for comparison, I'll show you the CD20 stain, which stains B cells, and you can see that it is largely negative. This is an indolent lymphoma, and it presents typically as a slow-growing, isolated reddish papule or nodule. The most frequent site of involvement is the ear, but other sites, including the nose as well as the foot, can be involved. So this is a primary cutaneous acral CD8 positive T-cell lymphoma.